Hey everybody, this is Mr. Delusive with my first devblog for a different game I've been working on for the past few weeks. This game is a hacking game. It was supposed to be my second release, but I've decided I want to start and complete this game before I go back to Lords of Delusia. I think I can build this game within a year, which is quicker than the amount of work I'll need to do on Lords of Delusia, mainly because Lords of Delusia I went back to and made major changes to the code. This game I've pretty much start from scratch with everything I've learned in the past 2 years, so the code is cleaner, easier to work with, manage, and yeah, I've added a lot more features in this game in the UI wise than Lords of Delusia has, and eventually I want to get all these features that I already have in this back into Lords of Delusia. Yeah, this game is a hacking game with a lot of puzzle elements. It's going to adopt a lot of elements I had in Delsec, which is an old web game I made. That has a stock market, it has investments, it has automation crawlers, and a bit of hacking. Yeah, so it's a lot similar to that, but more focused on the hacking and puzzling. This game also will have a storyline similar to what I had in Delsec, so it'll be the 5 companies competing for domination of the internet. But all those 5 companies have different ideologies and morals. So like Delsec is all about order and I guess monitoring. So you've got the whole 1984, the state in Delsec, the company I mean, and like Viper Holdings, which was formerly ViperSec, they're all about encryption. And then you've got Griffin Bank, which is all about earning money and corporate policy, I guess. And Chimera, which are just pirates, and Rayner, which is just about the complete chaos and destruction of the internet. So the storyline of this is in the same universe that Lords of Delusia will be. So Lords of Delusia is obviously set in the future after the storyline of this game. And the storyline of this game is, I guess, our time, but a little bit in the future. And when companies are starting to have more influence over people than countries do, and people choose to align with companies instead of countries. So you don't have your countries with that much power anymore, and governments. You have the transition from that into company power, and eventually it becomes full company power, and that's what you see in Lords of Delusia, where the 5 factions started as companies and now they control the galaxy, and they compete for control of the galaxy in Lords of Delusia. But in this you have that transition stage. So yeah, it's the battle of companies and their ideologies. So this I'll get into the game. I haven't done too much just yet, but this is the new Delsec logo, and that's the final logo I'm going for with Delsec. That's the only logo I've done so far. The other 4 companies I need to do, but they all have the minimalistic type design, same with this game. So here, this is the main menu. I haven't done much, but this is one of the new effects I've worked on, is the this kind of encryption effect. When you highlight it, just shows you what it is. And all this new menu stuff. Click and drag functionality. This is all new stuff I've worked on. This interface here, the UI typing and that's all new functionality that wasn't in Lords of Delusia. And yeah, the tab here, I'm clicking tab to cycle through. So it's just, I guess, functionality that exists in browsers that, well, in XNA and Monogame, it doesn't exist pretty much with XNA and Monogame. You have to start from scratch everything. So all the functionality I took for granted in browsers, I have to pretty much code from ground up in this game. But it's been fun so far. Like, yeah, here the focus changes as you click it. Click and drag, you can close. It's a lot cleaner. Yeah, just typing. And yeah, options, the buttons are a lot cleaner. But these are the same options you had in Lords of Delusia. Same with the music. The sliders I've fixed up the functionality of in Lords of Delusia. This knob here would slide to the edge of the slide bar. So like the left edge of the knob would reach the right edge of the slide bar. So that was fixed up. So just minor things. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the design I've gone for with this UI. It's very minimal and clean. And this is kind of the style I wanted for this game. But this is all I've really done so far, and it's taken a little bit, mainly because yeah, I've started from scratch everything. So yeah, obviously that doesn't exist yet. But this will create a save file when you create a new user, and in that save file will be a whole bunch of stuff. And yeah, that's that. Music of this game is what I've got to do is, instead of having the 10 songs I licensed from Nico in Lords of Delusia, I'm going to put in this game. So at the moment, I've got day one playing, and that's going to be, it's going to be like a track list here that you can cycle through a music player and just pick which songs you want to play. And I guess that'll be moddable, so players can add their own track lists. But yeah, that'll be that. And when I release this game, I want to try and hopefully, if this does well, I'll try and contact Nico again and have him, if he's interested, make music specific for Lords of Delusia. I think his music that licensed, it fits nicely in Lords of Delusia as well. But with Lords of Delusia, I wanted music specific for it. So, you know, music for Deus Ex Space, and I wanted music to play when combat. So when combat happens in Deus Ex Space, and then when combat happens in, say, Rayna Space or Griffin Space, and the music should represent the ideologies of the companies in that as well. But yeah, I guess that'll be down the track anyway after releasing this. So yeah, this is what I've done so far with Legend of the Fifth Proxy. So it's not much really, it's been a few weeks, but yeah, that's the functionality. Coding wise is a lot cleaner, and it's there. So as well, you know, you got multiple menus, and this functionality all doesn't exist in Lords of Delusia, but this was all new functionality for this game. So you say you have multiple menus open as well, and you're dragging them. And this is one of the things, one of the bugs at the moment is, let's say this menu is active. I've just got this up as well, which shows me what the current active menu is and that. So say option menu is active here, this is a bug at the moment. So I want that to be click and draggable. So see how it was then, but if I've this active, yeah, so I have to fix this. But there's a whole bunch of conditions that I'm blocking this for. So yeah, I have to figure this out. But yeah, so you know, like this as well, I got the close menu functionality on escape. Same with this, the tab, passworded, inputs, and yeah, login buttons and all that. So I'll go into the code with that anyway. So the code is a lot cleaner in this than Lords of Delusia. So here, like this, for example, we've got a master menu class which acts as a, oh sorry, I'm not in the master menu. Let's go into that. This is the master menu class, which a lot of the menus will derive from, well, override the methods anyway, because a lot of the menus will have similar functionality, except some will have additional, such as the login menu. You know, they'll have, so here they'll have the base functionality, base load content, but also here I've got login button and the logo and username inputs. And these here are input field objects. So this is all new functionality I made. So input fields are a new type, well, buttons were a new type, same with images. This was all pretty much built from scratch, but images and buttons existed I had in Lords of Delusia, but input fields are new for this game. You know, images as well, I've cleaned up a lot. The methods, the functionality as well. So, you know, images work a bit cleaner than they did in Lords of Delusia. Buttons as well, they're I think I did a bit more with buttons as well. So yeah, what is it? These are dragged in from Lords of Delusia. But the new input field object acts as an input field. I don't know what to talk about, but you know, you got is password field, is allowed special character bools. So things like is password field bool is just setting whether you see those stars as you expect in any password field. Special characters is if special characters are allowed in that input field. So for login and that, or anything that gets saved to the save file as the save file name is prevented special characters. So yeah, this is all new functionality here. I've moved the I haven't moved it, but I've changed it. This mess is a bit cleaner than it was in Lords of Delusia. Like here, there's the old thing right at the screen, which is horrible. What I've done is, where is it? Yeah, here it is, letter. It's just an enum, I think. There we go. So this mess, but it's a lot cleaner. So now, which Lords of Delusia doesn't have, is numbers and special characters. I just added that here. And then that random letter, this is used in that hack effect, or whatever it's called, the cyber effect I've named it. Effects as well are enums instead of strings, which is pretty obvious thing to do. And yeah, the menus, everything is a lot cleaner, I guess. I don't know what I was wanting to specifically talk about, but yeah, this is the code at the moment. Some of the screens I've only done the main menu screen, which is what you saw just before. And as you can see, I've got a few buttons, the images, the menus, and yeah, just a similar functionality to Lords of Delusia. This was the thing I did just before. Move those move timers now to more of a global wrapper timer, and that was because what I had. So when I had multiple menus open, once I moved it to, I've got to fix that. But once I moved the move timer to a global, when I pressed escape, say with 3, if I pressed escape now, before 3 of them would close. So yeah, that's why I moved that timer to a global. So if I click escape, it triggers the timer, and you can't close 3 things at once. It just closes one thing at a time. And yeah, that's that. But yeah, this video was mainly just to show off the stuff I've been working on, some of the code, and what my plan is with this game. Yeah, I'm hoping next week I'll be moving on to the main gameplay screens and starting to work on the main gameplay. But my goal was to, I guess, get the main menu functionality working to a point where I'm completely happy with. So that last issue with the draggable within the if the draggable is within another menu's position. I'll fix that. But yeah, I'm spending a lot of time on the UI for this one because yeah, this is a lot more focused on the UI in this game. Here goes. I'll leave this video at that. Hopefully that builds a bit of interest for this game. Well, I guess later down the track, once I have more to show, might get a bit more interest. But yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. I hope to see you in the next video.